Hi everyone. We'll get started with this month's meeting. This month's meeting is kind of a special meeting. Today is actually our 4-year anniversary for Island Oasis. So hopefully the recording works out good, because we'll get that recording up on our site. So I would like to introduce myself and my staff. My name is Paolino. I'm co-owner and co-founder of Island Oasis. My job in here is to take care of everything in world. Anything that has to do with Island Oasis, yeah, that's me. Moving on, there is Paolino. He is the other co-owner, co-founder of Island Oasis. He's also my in-world partner and my real-life husband. He takes care of all of the techie things, everything that makes I.O. work from a technical perspective. That is his job. Then we have Sophia Paolino. She's on the executive staff, and she is our marketing director for I.O. Next, we have Will Paolino. He is the director for region support. Dealing anything with land issues at all goes through Will. And I would like to happily announce that we have filled our event director position, which is Key Paolino. She will be in charge of all events, grid-wide events for Island Oasis. She's also Paolino, so everybody get to know her, say hi. Yeah, that's the Paolino staff. Okay, stats. Let me bring up stats for this month. Okay, current stats. Active regions, we have 212. Total residents is 9,112. Total logins for the past 30 days is 5,618. And unique logins for the past 30 days is 862. All right, let me close that window. Lots of windows up here. Okay, our new member account. We're growing again. That's awesome. Our new member account for February, which was a shorter month, is 260 new members. Starting as of today, which is the 1st, we already have 8 new members. Just as of current today. I have too many windows up. All right, local chat. What are unique logins? Unique logins is we go by IP addresses. So it would be unique IP addresses that logged into Island Oasis over the past 30 days. So if you have 4 people in your home, that would, and they all logged into Island Oasis, that would be only considered one unique login because it's from the same IP address. Nope. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's what the other logins is. Unique logins is it gets counted once within the 30 days. Okay, so back to stats. The new member count is 260, which is great because January we had 221. So we're starting to get out of the slow season and starting to get into our busy season. Usually, starting May and all through the summer months, it for some reason is when I.O. is the busiest, which is really good to hear. Damien, if you could do our money stats and marketplace.
Okay, I'm just going to pipe in real quick here. Our currency or economy statistics that we track these. It's a rolling 30 days. And I keep 30 days of history on record just so we can see the trends and how things are going and progressing. Our total number of financial transactions that has occurred in world which means each time you purchase something or someone purchases something in IO, it's added to that statistic. We track the number of transactions, and we also track the amount or volume of Paolinos that have been transacted over the past 30 days. The total number of transactions was 3,932, so that's up from last month. And also up from last month considerably is the total Paolinos transacted, which was 416,000. So almost 500,000 Paolinos has changed hands in the past 30 days. That's up from last month for a number, so about half that. And currently in circulation, we have over 2 million Paolinos in circulation right now.
Is everybody able to hear Damien talking, or is it just me who couldn't hear him?
It was silence there for a while.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. What was the last thing you heard? I'll go over it
2
again.
million.
Okay, the 2 million Paolinos. Okay. All right, so the next thing I'm going to go over is the marketplace. One thing I've noticed over the past, 30 days or a month or so is the rate at which new items are being added to the online marketplace. We're one of the few open sim-based grids that does have their own marketplace, and currently we have 1,662 items listed on the marketplace. And that's ranging anywhere from animations to residential structures. So it's growing, and the variety of product on the marketplace is growing. I encourage any and all content creators to utilize that tool. It allows you to sell your items from the marketplace and also to promote a venue because you can put landmarks up there, which is free. We don't charge anything to list anything on the marketplace. It's just a great way to expand your sales base, and also the marketplace allows you to purchase things as a gift, so you can buy something from the marketplace as a gift for someone else, and you can also do profit sharing for your marketplace items. So, for example, you can list something on the marketplace and say, okay, whenever someone buys this, half the money comes to me, half the money goes to somebody else, and you can split that profit up to 5 avatars. So that's a feature that we have on the marketplace. So please take advantage of that tool that you have at your disposal.
Okay, I would also like to acknowledge a special person here. He's absolutely worked his butt off. He has just recently got a promotion. That would be Candy Bar. He has gotten promoted to our lead mentor. He is doing a super, super fantastic job. He's a great asset for all the mentors to look up to follow his lead. He definitely takes charge of our mentor team. So congratulations, Candy. Okay, now we'll be moving on. If we could kind of hold all questions until the end, we will open up, questions and answers after and we're all done here, and we open the floor for that. So what I kind of wanted to take time today to talk about was I.O. and how it began. It began as Sugar in Second Life and Damien in Second Life, living over 900 miles apart. Is that what it is? 900 miles apart in real life. We happened to meet in Second Life. And you know how you do your whole dating thing, avatar dating and partnering and all that kind of stuff in SL, which is kind of cute. Me and Damien decided to run a social club together in Second Life, which is Damien and Shug's social club here. That is the very first region we put down in Island Oasis. As we spent more time together in Second Life, we started spending more time talking in real life. And we ended up meeting in real life. And after so long, we moved in together. In fact, I moved up by him. And now we have been married. We've been together going on 6 years in real life. And we've been married for 3 years. And 4 years ago was when we decided to open Island Oasis. When we opened Island Oasis, it started back, we were in our front room. We both had our laptops, and mind you, we both have extensive years of IT background. Damien, that is his real life work. He does programming and coding and all this kind of stuff. I've had a lot of management experience. On top of IT background, I would build computers, fix computers. So we had a lot of knowledge. Damien came up to me one day and said, "Hey, have you ever heard of this thing called Sim on a Stick?" And I just started laughing because it just sounded hilarious. It's like, no, but, whatever, because he'd love to build. We were also builders in SL. We had a custom home building shop in SL on top of the social club. And he decided, well, I want to try this Sim on a Stick thing because Second Life is so expensive. I love building. I want to see what this does. Well, then in our front room, mind you, we're sitting next to each other on the couch. He says, well, hey, let me see how I can get you to come over to my Sim on a Stick. Okay, I have no programming experience, so this was all him. So I was able to get over there. And then a light bulb went off. Said, I wonder if we can get our buddy Brian in California, because we used to hang out all the time. See if he can somehow connect to this one little Sim on a Stick region and see how that would work, because that would be kind of cool. We just, all three of us, hang out and build.
I'll just interject here too that it was literally running on a thumb drive. I hadn't even installed the software on my computer. I had the sim running on my thumb drive plugged into my laptop.
So we got our buddy Brian on. Maybe you oh my god. Yeah, that's what it was. We didn't have to do the pixel sex because we're just right here. So we kind of bypassed the whole pixel sex era. Anyways, as soon as we were able to get our friend Brian connect to this Sim on the Stick that we had, that was when the light bulb went off and said, with our background and our experience and our education and our love for virtual worlds, we can do this. And that was the start of Island Oasis. It started with 2 people on 2 laptops sitting in a front room meeting and getting together from a virtual world to now start a new adventure of building our own virtual world.
Right, and this all occurred in this all occurred in January of 2011. That's when the whole sim on the stick thing happened, and immediately once we realized that we were able to get Brian from Cali to connect to that standalone that we had running, I immediately started building the website. And the plan was launch March 1st. Get the website set up and ready to go so that on March 1st we can start having essentially open registrations.
Now, if you look behind me, we've kind of had pictures, on a slideshow here. Those were all of I.O. from the start and kind of leading up, different people, different welcome zones. We've hit many roadblocks because for people who think, you just get SIM on a stick and you plug it in and you got a grid, they are so sorely mistaken. There's a lot of things that the whole SIM on a stick thing does not tell you that you're going to have to face. Inventory asset issues as you grow. The bigger you grow, the bigger the issues.
Just like a kid. Little kid, little problems, big kid, big problems.
So with Island Oasis, this has been an absolute love and joy for both Damien and I. We have fought against all odds to actually be here today, not only virtually, but in our real life. I remember telling my family, telling my mom and dad, so this is what we're going to be doing, and this is going to be my full-time job. And my mom looked at me and said, you're playing a video game for your job? You need to go out and get a real job. And this was my mother, because she doesn't understand all of what it takes to actually run Island Oasis. 4 years later, when I talked to my mom, she's like, oh, hi, honey, how's I.O. going? Yeah, because it's become, she knows it's not a video game for me. That this is a passion. This is so very important to me and Damien. And it should be to many people. In this virtual world, one of the main reasons why it's so important, you are able to connect with family and friends anywhere in the world. I would not have met my soulmate if it wasn't for a virtual world. So to me, a virtual world just brings that relationship with other people together and reality. It brings it all together in one place. Yeah, you could talk on Facebook. Facebook is kind of cool. You're typing, leaving each other messages. Or you could talk in an instant messenger, different kind of program. But you don't get the same closeness or the effect as if you can walk up to somebody. You have your mother here. You walk up to your mom because you're in college, 1,100 miles away from your mother. And you can meet here and you can walk up to her and give her a hug and on voice tell her, Mom, I love you, I miss you. That's what this is all about. It's all about connections, community, family, a way to connect. So if you want to take some time while we're kind of talking here and just kind of look up at the screen, I do have to mention one picture that I specifically had to kind of bring out for people to see. If you guys would just follow me over to the picture. Over here. Yep, zoom into that picture. Close up. Now, mind you, Will Paolino has been with us since the second month we opened. Will, is that when it is? And he became a Paolino right away at the end of March. Okay. At that picture was kind of one of the biggest pictures that I had on my wall of shame. I had spent the whole night previous building a headquarters for us because we had the social club down, things like that. Well, we needed a headquarters. So I spent all night building this headquarters. The next day, I happened to be up in my bathroom and I was scrubbing my tub in real life. And I started getting text messages on my phone from Will saying, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And I'm trying to think to myself, why is he texting me this? What is this? So I log in and I teleport to the headquarters, and I noticed that the whole entire headquarters building, except for the roof and everybody's offices, was gone. And Will is panicked. He's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I know you worked all night on this." He ended up deleting the headquarters building. And I'm laughing so hard. He's panicked. And I'm laughing so hard going, "Dude, where'd the building go? It's awfully sunny in here." So that would be on the wall of shame. The very first picture for the wall of shame. Yep, and there have been many. This one is dedicated to Will Paolino for his, I believe this was his first week as being a Paolino. Yep. And he deletes the brand new headquarters building. And yet he is still a Paolino. I didn't like it. So I had to give special recognition to that picture alone for Will. Thank you, Will, for starting our wall of shame. I know, right? 4 years later. All right. Let's move on now. We will have Damien come up.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out for this special meeting. I know we do these meetings once a month on the first Sunday of every month, but this one is kind of special. IO is incredibly important to both Sugar and I and the rest of our staff that's sitting behind me. We pour a lot of our heart and soul into what happens here. A lot of time goes into maintaining the grid and growing the grid and developing new features and trying to implement things to make your guys' life better and more enjoyable, and we will continue to do so. This is kind of a big milestone for us. When we started the grid, we really didn't know how it was going to play out. There's a lot of things they don't tell you when you download the OpenSim software off the website. It's kind of code and load. They don't really tell you what type of challenges you're going to encounter. It's probably good out of the box for a small standalone, but for running it in grid mode and expanding and growing, it's not for the faint of heart. That is for sure. And it even states that. That's actually one of the things it states. I've saw it in a blog somewhere, or even saw it maybe on the Open Simulator website, that running OpenSim in grid mode is not for the faint of heart. And you do encounter challenges, and you will encounter challenges that you never anticipated. And, we see these other little grids popping up right and left here, and I just say to myself, okay, I give them so much time until they hit this problem that we hit, and see if they can overcome it. Those who do deserve to be successful and deserve to grow. It's just the way it is. So I'm very proud of what we've accomplished here, and I'm proud of our membership. You guys have been the heart and soul of IO for 4 years, and we're really proud to have you guys be a part of this and to help continue, and I hope we continue to do what we need to do to make IO grow and flourish and thrive in this tough, competitive area, because OpenSim is pretty competitive. Virtual world's very competitive. It's tough to survive it, and we've come this far, and I have every bit of confidence that we can continue to do so. I'm going to talk a little bit about some things we have on the horizon. One thing that's actually current and has been turned on, I know for quite a few months, I've been talking about the beta grid and how we're going to get the beta grid up, and have encountered some issues and some complications that have delayed that. Well, the beta grid is actually, right this minute, it's not up, but it is up. I actually just shut it down before this meeting started because I want to restart it, but the beta grid is available. It's available to the membership for testing, and once today's activities are done, I will be relaunching it. And okay, Candy, I'll have to get with you and go over what options and what things you might have to configure in your viewer in order to get on it. Okay. It will only have 3 regions on it at this point. The Welcome Zone, the Combat Sim, and the Speedway Sim.
Just to let you guys know, because I've had people come and ask, the beta grid is not a replica of the production grid. The beta grid is for testing purposes only, so most of the time we only throw a couple regions out there. That tops maybe 5 regions, mostly will be sandboxes, or like the combat region, we want to test multiple things dealing with combat. So when you go there, your landmarks are not going to work like you can teleport to your home region because it won't be there.
Yeah, the beta grid is a subset of the production grid, but all of the production assets and your inventory as of, I think I took it to backup last weekend, all of your inventory up to last weekend will be available to you on the beta grid. Your account, your inventory, everything will be there. And again, it's a subset of regions. So right now we only have 3 regions on the beta grid, one of which is a VAR region. It's a 2x2 VAR region where I have the Speedway Sim because that's one of the features we're testing. We actually jumped ahead. We are actually beta testing 081 RC1, which is a release candidate for 081. Dramatically improved physics engine, added scripting engine functions, LL functions, some additional OS functions. So all of these things are there and will be there for you to do your testing. So if you have a product that's heavily scripted, you might want to take some time, log on the beta grid and test it there so that you know and that we know that doing the upgrade is not going to have any adverse effect on you and your product. If you do encounter issues, please contact me and let me know. We've had situations where people have gone to the beta grid, tested it, it didn't work for them, they had issues, but they didn't let me know that. They never contacted me and told me so. And so then when we rolled it into production, the product was broken, they got all bent out of shape and left the grid. So please let me know if you do encounter issues. One thing that was dramatically improved that I noticed is vehicles, bikes, cars, planes, and now with this upgraded physics engine, helicopters are now a possibility, which were not and are not here on production. hovering physical objects and physical vehicles are doable on the beta grid. So I'm really excited. So far, all the testing we've done has been positive. So that's one thing I wanted to touch base on. Go ahead.
How long are we going to leave the beta grid open for members testing?
Well,
Let's give it a timeline.
my first thought was at least one more week. It's been up for a week, and I believe we made a formal announcement in World and on Facebook to let people know. At least another week. So I'm thinking we're looking at maybe until the 7th or 8th. Why don't we just say the 8th, next Sunday?
So if you want to do your beta testing, get with one of us Paolinos. If you're not sure how to log in, we can help you to be able to log in. Make sure you get all of your beta testing done by that time, and any and all feedback needs to be brought to Damien, because he's the one who will make any coding changes. He's the one who's going to make the ultimate decision if we are going to roll this out to the production grid or not. Very important. Please test your items and give your feedback. We really, really want the feedback.
And I think the most important things to test and focus on are things that are heavily scripted in vehicles. Those are the two areas where this particular upgrade will have the largest impact. I mean, we're going from 076 now to 081. That's a pretty big jump. There has been one release in between the two. I think there was 0801, 0803, and now,
There's been
so it's a pretty big jump. If you look at our history, and that's another thing, in our history, we've never just loaded an update just because it's available. And we have been doing that over the course of the past few years. We beta test any updates that are out, and there have been times where I've said, you know what, I'm not rolling this out. I'm not comfortable with it. It's not stable enough. And we've waited until the next release come out. And sometimes it's 2 or 3 releases until I'm comfortable with the stability of the release. In this case, so far, what I've seen with 081, I'm happy with. So that's where we're at now. And once the festivities are done today at the social club, I will be relaunching the beta grid so that it will be available for you guys to log in. At that time, you can contact me at any time throughout the day today and say, hey, I want to get on the beta grid as soon as you have it back up. How do I get on? And I'd be happy to tell you what you need to do that. It's just a viewer configuration thing. Yep. Now, overall experience, the standard functionality you're going to find to be the same, but other things, the additional scripting functions that you'll have at your disposal that you don't have here, the enhanced and more stable physics engine is those are things you're going to notice the most. Okay. So that's that. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the beta grid. I'm really happy that we finally got that up there. Another thing that we have in the pipe, in the future, working on very soon here, is the enhanced inventory system. Inventory is a critical part of virtual worlds. We all know this. If it takes a long time for inventory to load, it's going to impact every aspect of your experience here in IO. It's going to impact, believe it or not, how long it takes to log in. Because when you log on to a virtual world, an open sim virtual world, it grabs the skeleton of your inventory as part of the login procedure. If that process takes too long, your login time's out and you have to try again. So inventory impacts every aspect of your experience. And so we are working with Data Stacks is the name of a company that has a product out called Apache Cassandra. And we are working on implementing a new server, a new physical server, and a new system for maintaining and managing the inventory. Because as inventory grows, another thing that they don't tell you about OpenSim when you download the software is inventory will prove to be an issue for you as you run in grid mode and you start to amass a large residence, a number of people that join. It's not a question of if, it's a when. It's going to become a problem for you, so you need to start thinking out of the box and what type of solutions are going to help. And the Apache Cassandra has served well on other grids, namely in Worlds. And so we will be implementing that same inventory management system here in IO. So that's something that's coming down the pike very, very soon. In the process of pricing out servers and what we need to acquire in order to make it work. And I'm working directly with project managers at DataStax to work on the configuration and setup and to ensure that it's all set up correctly. And when this happens and this goes live, trust me, you guys are all going to notice an incredible improvement. Inventory loading 100 times faster. And that will improve your overall experience here in World. So that one I'm really looking forward to, and that's coming. I think that is all I had. So I'm going to step down and hand it over to Sophia.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. I've been with the grid here now for almost 2.5 years, a little bit over 2 years and 4 months. And it has been such a joy. I remember when I first came here as a resident, I've been to most virtual worlds, just kind of checking it out here and there. Stayed for anywhere from a few months to several years on a variety of different grids. Been an SL on my first avatar since '06, so I've been around the block a little bit. One thing that was so distinct when I came to Island Oasis as just a resident like anybody else is the way everyone was treated here. This wasn't just another virtual world, this was a community. The other thing that stood out to me was Damien and Sugar and how they behaved towards their residents, the dedication they put into it, the consistent improvement that they've dedicated themselves to. I wish I had $1 for every night that I have seen them stay up all night long just to deal with something. So I knew this was a place I wanted to be, and haven't been wrong yet. Been pleased to be here, and it's just been getting better all the time. So yeah, I don't want to get all choked up, but yeah, it's a place I proudly call home, definitely. By the way, my name is Sophia, and I'm with Island Oasis in many capacities, but namely the marketing director. A lot of my work, a lot of times you may not see me on the grid, although I always have a presence here, because a lot of my work is actually done off the grid, trying to market Island Oasis outside. That doesn't mean that I've lost touch with what's inside. I work really hard with the residents here. I'm always open to meet with anybody, and I've got a mailbox down there if anybody needs any help. So one of the things we're always looking for is to add to our support staff here, and that could be in the form of greeters or mentors. And, you know, Candy's a good one who's just been promoted. He has been around the block for a very long time, and he can tell you what it's like to work here and put your time into this grid, and how, you know, you will be acknowledged. You know, you're not lost in the shuffle. So he can kind of give a little bit of insight and perspective on what it's like to help out with Island Oasis. All of our mailboxes are down at the Welcome Zone, and I know all of our departments are pretty much looking for additional work. We also have an employment center here. If anybody ever needs a landmark, let me know. We do have Island Oasis, you know, support staff listed there, but that's free for anybody to come up. Well, not free. I think it's a Paolino a day, $1 a day advertising. There are ad boards up there where people can rent the ad boards at the Shop the Blocks location. The employment center is located up there. But if any of you are hiring for staff, feel free to go up there and post it on those ad boards up there. Other forms of in-world advertising we have, many of you have seen the ad boards around the Welcome Zone. That's a one-time fee for the lifetime of your location. So as long as you're here and you haven't moved, you know, you can pay either Sugar or myself $400. It's a one-time fee. Again, we just need your landmark and your logo, and you're up there on the board. So I can't say how important it is to let people know you're here. You know, it doesn't matter whether it's group notices, group IMs, ad boards, advertising, Facebook, other social media. And if you need help or guidance with any of that, hit me up. I've got a note card for support that'll give you some good ways to get yourself listed and get the word out that you're here. A lot of people spend a lot of hours working in a virtual world on their craft, honing their skills. As Damien said, our marketplace has been growing. Make sure that people know that you're here and your products are out there. We're here to help you do that in as many ways as we can. One of the ways you can also do that is real-life advertising through our marketplace or our splash page. We do sell advertising for that. Few of you have taken advantage of that more than once, and we look forward to having more of you take advantage of that. Pricing system is pretty simple. I'm just going to go ahead and put that there in local so you can see it. It's just a one-time fee for 30 days. You get 30 days on there. Marketplace is $5. If you do both, it's $12, so you can't really beat that for advertising. You pretty much just log into the islandoasis.biz website, and there's a link there to get you started off. If you have any questions, hit me up. I'll be happy to help you through it. So, I do want to talk a little bit about building a community. It does take everyone's efforts, not just your personal effort for your own business to say, hey, I'm here, and you're preaching to the choir and letting people in here know of your product, which is fantastic when you do that. You know, putting it in your profile, you're classified, so you're searchable. That's wonderful. But pictures speak 1,000 words. We haven't lost sight of that. And we're very grateful when you do bring your friends over here. So we do have 2 ongoing contests. The first one is a Bring a Friend contest. We pay out as long as you've brought at least 3 people. That starts the payment. We've got note cards with a lot of details, so I won't go heavily into the detail of that. But in short, the more people you bring, the more currency you can actually earn in World. So you're rewarded for bringing your friends over here. That's one thing. Pictures do speak 1,000 words, so we're having a series of 4 different photo contests, all together paying out over $12,000 in prizes over the series of the 4 rounds of the photo contest. So note cards for both of those contests are available in the center of the free mall at the Welcome Zone, so feel free to stop by and pick a note card up there. I was going to introduce Diana Herberg. If you see her around, she's in charge of a couple of different programs we have here. One is Shop the Blocks. It's a kind of a 2-fold program. Yes, Katie, I'll agree. She is fantastic. She's phenomenal. Great lady. Easy to get along with. Ready to field your questions. But the Shop the Block serves 2 purposes. One, it lets residents know there's a place they can go, and anything that's for sale there is less than $100. So it's cost effective for the people who are here. Great way for new people to kind of get started out. The second thing is it's a networking tool for shop owners and merchants that are here. It is not meant to be a free shop for you, but rather kind of a showcase shop of your items. So it's free to join the group. It is free to claim a booth up there, and the only requirement we have is that you do list your landmark up there. We need your landmark back to your location, because the big thing is we want to get new resident, well, all residents going to your shop, so that's another free tool you could take advantage of. The other one is the Pay It Forward program. If anyone's not familiar with the sentiment of Pay It Forward, it just means those of you who give a gift out. You know, let us know if you're willing to share gifts, and most places have free gifts in their store or whatnot. Let us know. We're compiling a note card of landmarks that get people, again, to your location. So Diana Herberg, again, is her name, and she's in charge of both of those. You can hit her up at any time for those. That's about all for me, so I think I'm going to turn that over to Will now.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. I don't really have all that much to go over, as everybody's aware. And if you're not aware, Island Oasis offers free land. It's a parcel with a 280 prim limit for a total of 60 days. A lot of you are not aware, but that is a total usage of 60 days. So if you happen to leave and come back for like a week, that week is not counted. You have to be currently active. But I want to remind everyone that the 60 days is 60 days. At that point, you would be asked to reclaim your items. But I want to let everybody know there are other options to achieve land. Island Oasis sells land from $11 to $65, a variety of different types. We also have residents in World who rent land. We do have a couple landmarks on the islands, free islands. The sim is called Free or Islands Home. Sorry, there's a board there with note cards and landmarks you can get. You can also use the search feature. But yeah, I also wanted to remind everyone to let's use the beta grid. We want to know your input on the experience you have. Test many different options there. Let us know. And that's about it. I want to turn it over to Keith. And thank you all for coming and hope to see you at the festivities today.
Hello?
Hi, Key. I hear you.
Good. It's so quiet. Hello, I'm Keelia, but you can call me Key. It's fine. I'm here to plan events pretty much, but I'm kind of gonna go beyond just events, and I'm going to try to do a whole bunch of grid-wide entertainment or community building things just to give everybody lots of stuff to do and lots of things to get involved in. Hold on, I'm just gonna open up my calendar here. So some of the kind of things I'm planning throughout the year, seasonal hunts, because those are really, people love free stuff. Grid-wide, we're going to have an office where you can go to sign up for hunts, but also post your own hunts, even if it's just on your own sim or land, or something bigger you plan. You can get free boards. You can do a whole bunch of stuff, kind of like a hunt home base. We're also going to do, your seasonal stuff like egg hunts for Easter and different celebrations for all of the spring, not just holidays, but different things. I'm going to plan, in April there's lots. There's the Easter egg hunt, the spring fashion hunt. There's going to be a spring masquerade. For May, I want to do a model search competition to try to bring in lots of new people, and we will do photo shoots around the grid for the winners, and we can make ads with those and do lots of promotional items. Also, a DJ showdown party. DJs from everywhere can sign up. They'll get, a certain amount of time to play, and then everyone will vote for their favorite DJs. We can have cash prizes. They can also get a whole bunch of free stuff. Different things like that. I am hoping that you guys will give us some input. If you have ideas, suggestions, I'm sure we're all creative people. We can come up with some fun things to do. The first main event you should all go to today is the 4th anniversary party. It's at the social club. There's a lot of fair games that give prizes and all kinds of cool stuff. I've been working very hard to put those together for you, and I promise you will enjoy the prizes. They're totally wacky. Entertainment. I promise lots of entertainment. I do plan events months in advance, so please don't come up and be like, oh hey, next week is Easter and I want to do this. The key is to plan ahead, get promotions out there. Ooh, the other thing I'm planning is an IO meetup office. Basically, whether you're looking for a friend or if you're looking for, your soulmate, there'll be special little ad boards there, and you can do a little couple things and it'll match you up with people. Stimulate getting to know one another, and it doesn't have to be, see, sugar, it works. We'll help you connect. I do, because I am running a very large base of things, I will need some assistance. So I am looking to hire an assistant who wants to help me get these things organized, answer note cards, be at events, that kind of thing. So, Sugar, you're already doing too much. So, yeah, you can either contact me or Sugar or anyone else. That's pretty much it. I don't know if anybody has questions or anything.
Key, you're awesome. Just saying. Okay, I will head back up here. Okay, before we open the floor for questions, I want to thank my staff. You guys, you're the heart of IO, and all my members. IO would not be here if I didn't have such a dedicated staff. They have been with me through thick and thin. I can't tell you how many times I've been on the phone with them at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, crying, I need your help, guys. You know, come help me. And the dedication that our members have had, they've showed such loyalty to 2 people and a laptop. You know, sometimes we just sit back and they're just in awe of what IO has become. So I really, really, really want to thank all of you from the very deepest part of my heart. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of IO, for sticking through thick and thin, and for, you know, taking the ride with us, because there's been a lot of times it hasn't been easy, you know, but we're not going nowhere. And no matter what obstacles we come across, no matter what roadblocks we hit, we will always find a way to move forward and succeed. So, again, thank you. Thank you, my Paolino staff. I couldn't ask at all for a better staff. Not only are you guys my staff, you're my friends. So, thank you. Putting up with you. Yeah. Okay, now time to wipe the eyes and move forwards. Oh, Paolino staff, you guys want to come join me up here? And we'll open the floor for questions. What is it with the 2 boys? Is it just my screen or are you guys sitting? I see
No,
both boys.
They're sitting.
Yeah,
That's what
like a
I'm
magic
Slackers.
wheelchair.
I know, right? Oh boy.
Man.
I
I
want
was
to
up here
throw this
before
out
you
too.
were.
Yeah, they're
throw
both
this out
sitting.
there too. I just want to say, my sentiments mirror Sugar's, and I want to thank all of those who were here in the beginning and have since left. Because even though you're not here anymore, so maybe you're watching this on the video on YouTube, even though you're not here anymore, you have contributed to and helped the growth of IO. So for whatever reason you weren't here anymore, we still thank you for the time that you spent here to help us become who we are today.
Yeah, it's been a ride, put it that way. Okay, so at this point in time, we will open the floor for any questions, comments, concerns. Yeah, I am I am living proof that you can meet your soulmate in a virtual world. It doesn't matter what the distance is. You know, God finds a way for you to meet. If it's meant to be, God will provide the opportunities. All right, moving on. Questions, comments, concerns?
I have a question for Key.
Okay, what's the question?
Oh, sorry, was not here listening. Application for your position. Do you have one, or what kind of information do you want them to send you when requesting for the position?
You know what? Like, I hate applications, and I have this whole theory how resumes, but it's true. Resumes, it's like, who can be the fakest? So if you're interested, send me a message or note card, say I'm interested, and I will contact you and talk with you.
That
Okay,
works.
it's reasonable. Thank you.
Just so you all know, Key is building her office. I'm not sure if it's done, but she's got a place here, her own spot at the headquarters. So yeah, you can meet up with her there. I seen there was like a chair, and I seen posters. Do you have a desk up yet? She's been so busy planning events for today that, yeah.
And I would like to throw out that, the festivities begin right after this meeting. I want to throw out too props to Key because officially she didn't start till today, but she has spent the last week or more busting her butt working to try and get this event for today set up. So I want to personally give her a thank you for that. I appreciate that commitment.
Yeah, when she started showing me the stuff, she's like, "Oh, Sugar, you got to see what I'm doing." And I had just asked her, it's our 4-year anniversary. Maybe we can get, something little together. I was absolutely blown away. Except, I have to say, your claw machine does not like me. It loves everybody else. All right. Does anybody else have any questions, comments, or concerns?
So is it party time now?
Almost. Yes. When are the machines? The club. They're working now. If you're talking about the games, they're working. We were up last night, working to get everything all set up for today. And we were all testing them and playing them. And I won a couple things. Damien won more than I did. He's better at
Because
some
I'm
of
more
them.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, she's talking about the old slots. We took those out.
Oh,
These are
those
different
gone.
games.
Yeah, those are gone. Yep, DJ Toot, as fact, that is in less than an hour.
And I will be there dancing my pixel butt off.
Yeah, I'll be there. I see Sebastian's typing. This is working on gaming for casino. Yep, that'll be cool as soon as that's done. We were testing out some of Whole Earth's games. They're kind of prototype, and it kind of got me addicted right away.
Yeah, they're pretty
Didn't want to
awesome.
leave. Okay, then let's close this month's meeting out. Again, thank you all for being a part of I.O. Me and Damien can make land and things, but you guys are what makes the community. You guys are what makes I.O. Grab your friends, bring your friends in, show how proud you are of your home here in I.O. Yep, side note, mentor meeting. directly after this up at the headquarters, Candy, in your office. Okay, so all mentors, please head over. Is it just for mentors or greeters as well? Both. Greeters and mentors meet Candy up in